Me. Kind of ugly boy came and said hello to me tonight, but it kind of feels nice because at least he said hello. So I'm walking to see my friends after work, but I went out for a drink before I saw them, and this man came and sat with me, and he was like a little bit like, he wasn't really my type, you know, but he was like generically handsome, you know, and he was like very drunk, I would say, you know, he like kept forgetting my name, but we were holding like a sort of like exciting conversation. We were like kind of laughing and like poking fun at each other, and it was kind of nice and stuff. But then we got into this conversation of like male epidemic loneliness, or like the epidemic of male loneliness, and he was just like, yeah, like I'm a really lonely person, like I find London very lonely. I was like, yeah, like it's hard, right? You know, like I think a lot of people get like swallowed into this like, you know, like vicious circle of work or like relationships, you know, so it's like people in London like don't understand the difference like of like a healthy relationship between like working 9 to 5 and then going out and meeting new people, you know. So I like said that to him or whatever, and then we like kept talking, and then I was like, I need to run to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. When I came back, he wasn't sitting at my table anymore, so I was like, okay, fine, you know, like that's not a big deal. But he was like sitting in the corner, and he kept looking at me then for the rest of like the hour of before we closed. And then I just left and I said goodbye, and it's like, male loneliness, bitch, why do you think you're male lonely? You know, you were talking to me for like a long enough time, and then you decided to just like sit down and away from me, and it's like, maybe like in this moment you decided maybe you don't want to have sex, you know, and that's okay, because he was like very flirty, you know, and I just wasn't really having much of it. But it's like, you know, male loneliness, is it your reason? Is it your fault that you're lonely? You know, because not every interaction you need to have with somebody is sexual, you know. So because you knew I was not into you, or I was giving off the vibe that I was not into you in that kind of way, but we were still having a lovely conversation, you actively chose to be lonely in this situation because you sat on your own, and I was still up to having a conversation with you for the rest of the evening, but because you knew you were not going to get something at the end of the night, you chose to sit on your own. So is that your fault? Yes. Anyways, I'm gonna go pee in work. Hopefully they don't fire me. You're beefing with everybody at work today for pissing me off, bitch.